My name is Lou Harmon, and my first recollection of tithing was when my mother would give me some of her money, maybe a quarter, and I'd put it in the collection plate, thinking I was being, doing the right thing. I'm Donna Hulse. I've been going to church since I was born, actually, up in Newark, in Catholic Church. My mother would give us a quarter on Sunday mornings, and, Dad mentioned, put that in the plate, don't spend it before you get to church. Of course, my brother always spent his before he got to church. And we had to put it in the collection plate.
My name is Jeremiah, and my mom's the pastor of the church. Yeah, she's the one that preaches at the front of the church. Most of the time, my parents would be like, yeah, here's a couple pennies. It's like spare change that they found, or sometimes it was $1. We find it fun to just put the money in the bowl when it came by.
I think when I started working, maybe just babysitting money, maybe I didn't put that money in, but maybe when I started making more money, like teaching phys ed, and I was going to church, I knew that was the right thing to do because everybody else was doing it, and I felt a little guilty if I didn't do it. So that's when I started putting more money in. When I first started working and I was going to church, money was tight. When I was raising my children, I was married, it was hard to put 10% of what we had into the plate because the kids needed shoes and clothes and trips and everything else got first before what God gave me. So I would put a couple dollars in the plate and let it go at that. I think that's true of most people. Tithing never really entered my thoughts until much later.
I just got this job at McDonald's. It's been 2 months. I'm 17. I work 5 days and 8-hour shifts for each day. Mainly I've been at the window where you hand out food. And you greet the person, you ask if they want any sauce or napkins, and then you give them their bag. My favorite part is definitely the discount on the food. My first paycheck was $167. Honestly, when I got my first paycheck, I thought it was gonna be higher than it was, but that was because when I opened it, then I saw all the deductions, and I was like, yeah, that was an experience. That was definitely an experience. Well, I've been hearing about tithing for a while, my whole life basically, because my parents are pastors. But 4th week in, and my mom was like, hey, you're gonna give 10% to savings and then 10% to the church. When my mom said that I was going to tithe, then I had no choice but to tithe. I was kind of bummed. It was a bit of a letdown to hear, I have to do this specific thing with my money that I earned. But then when I found out where it was going to, I was like, all right, it's not like it's going to waste.
It was hard. I lived from paycheck to paycheck. I didn't have much in the bank. Giving that $10, $20, $25 a week, that was hard. It wasn't easy, but I found that when I did, I always had just enough. No more, no less than what I needed. God always provided for my needs. Well, tithing is important because it's the right thing to do. I love my church and I want to support it in any way I can, whether it's painting walls one day or giving some money.
Because I was only earning about $200 a week, my mom was like, why don't we just have you tithe $30 to the church? And I was like, 30? Did not like that. That's more than 10%. I settled on it because I was like I know some of the people where the money goes to, and I've been a part of the Methodist Church my whole life. So it's the deeper I look into it, I feel like the church has had my back when I need them. So it's me giving money to them is sort of having theirs in a little way. So every paycheck I give 10% to the church. My 10% is small, granted, but if you add my 10% to everyone else's 10%, our church can do great things.
I just want to see our church grow in outreach, grow in things that we can accomplish in the community, grow in the ways that we can please God. By giving that 10%, I like to think that I was making God happy, that He was pleased with me, that one day when I get to heaven, I will hear, well done. So God's been gracious and good to me, and He's given me this life that I have, my job, my home, and everything. And I get to keep 90% of it. He only asks for 10% back, and it's my honor to give it back.
I set up an automatic deduction from my savings account by just telling my bank how much I want to send and how often I want to send it, and then they just take care of the rest.
My habit has been to write the checks in the pew. And then when COVID hit, got my little checkbook, writing my check out and mailing it to the church.
The church hasn't been open, obviously, and I still want to contribute. And I found out that there's a way you can tithe online, and I'm going to try to set it up with the bank right now. Almost every single bank has a procedure called bill pay. Some people pay their electric bill on it, their gas bill, but you can also send checks from the bank to your church. You set it up just one time, and the bank writes the check to the church. You don't even have to pay for the postage. Okay, guys, the first thing you're going to do is go to your bank's website and log in. So we're on the Chase website right now, and across the bar here, they have accounts, pay transfer. That's the one you want to click on. Now, underneath that is the payment center. Click on that. This next step is bill pay. It says delivery time 1 to 5 business days. Standard fee, there's none. And you don't have to pay for postage. See at the bottom here, it says add a recipient, and we're going to add the church. And at the bottom of that, it says payee name. Punch in the church name, Hamilton United Methodist Church. Bear with me. Okay. The next thing it's asking for is an account number, but we don't need that. So go down and click on the square that says don't have an account number, and then go to next. Now it's asking me where to send the check, and it starts with the zip code. Let me put that in. And next is the street address, Neptune. Then it asks you to confirm the address. Yep, that's right, and then push save. Now Chase is asking if you want it to come from your savings account or your checking account. So figure that out. And then click the button that says add payee. Now I've told the bank to take the money from my checking account and send it to Hamilton United Methodist Church. Now this is where you're going to get to save some time, because it's going to ask you if you want to do it automatically. And that's what this whole process is about. So say yes, set up automatic payments. Now on this next page, we have to tell them how much we want to give and how often. Now for the frequency, you have monthly, weekly, every 2 weeks, twice a month, every 4 weeks, quarterly, twice a year. There's lots of options. It's going to ask you when you want to start, so you pick a date and start. I've done this because it's going to help me and make my life simpler. It's going to keep me regular, giving money to the church that I want to help out, and I hope you do it too, because the church does so much for us.